What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I'm ready to do my full review on the Kizer Knives Mini Bulldog. Now, the Mini Bulldog is in the Lefty passaround group, and I actually got two of these to check out. I got this one here, which is in a micarta handled Nitro V version, and then I also got I think it was a green G10 with, I believe, a D2 blade. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Let me look here real quick at the... Yeah, they don't even have that version on White Mountain Knives. But I wanted to go with my micarta version just because I thought it looked, you know, it was more up my alley. So I didn't even, I put the other one away right off the unboxing, and I've been checking out this one ever since. Like I said, a minute ago, there are multiple variations of this knife, and I will leave a link down below to whitemountainknives.com. Unfortunately, this specific version is out of stock, but there are a couple other ones if you guys are interested in checking it out. But yeah, this is the Mini Bulldog. I want to say within the past year or so, I checked out the full-size Bulldog, and I remember liking parts of it and not liking other parts of it. Aesthetically, it's not really my vibe, my perfect aesthetic, but I think I like the Mini version better than the full size. I don't know if it's just because it's smaller and it just maybe, I don't know, just something about it just looks a little bit better in my opinion from an aesthetic standpoint, with it being kind of shrunken down as far as the full size or versus the full size. But yeah, I was excited to check this one out. Yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump right into the materials. Like I said, this is obviously rocking some beautiful micarta scales. They're kind of like a blackish brown version. But of course, you have a loop over style deep carry reversible pocket clip because it is rocking a clutch lock from Kizer. So you have to have the, you have the ambi lock with the ambi clip, dual thumb studs. This is an Osho design right there on the blade, if my phone will pick it up. Osho, and then this is in Nitro V. Just a very, very usable, comfortable blade shape. It's technically a sheep's foot with a lot of extra stuff going on up top here. Plenty of internal milling on those nested liners. This thing is lightweight, very, very small, but still has a really nice action to it, which we'll touch on in a minute. But that's pretty much it for materials. There are a handful of other variations over there at White Mountain Knives. So they also have a Blue Canyon Rich Light and a Nitro V. But this one has like the grayish coating that they do on some of their knives, and I really like that. It's starting to wear away a little bit from other people having it in the pass around. But the other version in Nitro V is either a satin or a stone wash, I can't tell. You have this version. You also have a fully carbon fibered version with S45 yen, more of a premium model, and then another premium model. So there's actually a good, it kind of hits every price range. Then another premium model is a Frag Titanium with S45 yen. Then you have a Blurple Titanium with S45 yen. Then you have a orange with a pumpkin face in it for their Halloween series. It's a limited edition. And then you also have a purple aluminum with Nitro V blacked out. So what, 7 different variations, and the only ones sold out are the micarta version, the Rich Light version, and the Halloween version. So the other ones are available, the premium versions, as well as the aluminum version as well. So a lot of different flavors for whichever way you want to go with it. Some quick specs. Get pulled up here. So we have an overall length of 6.18 inches from tip to butt. We have a blade length of just over 2.5, coming in at 2.51, a blade thickness of 0.110, and a handle length or a close length of 3.7 inches. And then it comes in weighing 2.4 ounces, which is so featherweight, and obviously the micarta and the size of the knife are fueling that quite a bit. Give you guys some size comparisons here, of course, with the two that I've been using a lot recently. Got the Spyderco Para 3, and then of course we have the TRM Neutron 2, and it's a good bit bigger than both of those, as you guys can see pretty clearly. This is definitely a smaller knife in the Mini, and its name is definitely deserving to it. Yeah, we're going to talk about action next. Of course, this is in the clutch lock apparatus from Kizer. And off the top, I'm able to, you're probably not able to, but you can see the holes down in there. And I cannot see what hole the spring is in. But I would have to imagine it's in one of the stronger ones because the detent is nice and snappy on here. Kizer was kind of the first one to reinvent the clutch lock or the axis lock. Sorry, the clutch lock is Kizer's locking system, but the first one to kind of reinvent the axis lock, you know, for different, able to give more of a, you know, detent feel with the different spring tension levels. But thumb flick works really nicely. Reverse flick works really nicely. Of course, when you have a smaller knife, you know, you kind of have to manipulate your hands around a little bit to get used to it. But honestly, this one isn't too bad. You just, the fingers are a little bit, you know, the knife's going to move around a little bit in your hand. You're not going to just utilize the same spot over and over again. But the action is nice. Smidge of blade play, but nothing too crazy. Slow roll works really well. Again, reverse flick works really well. Thumb flick works really well. You can use the clutch lock bar to swing it open. Oops. Like so. Then of course with the close, just a free dropper. Very smooth. Very, very nice. And again, what you would expect from Kizer with a clutch lock. Of course, the blade doesn't have too much to like aid it in its fall, but it's just really smooth, and whatever it does have, it just drops super nicely. So really like the action on the Mini Bulldog. I remember liking it a decent bit with the full size, but I think I like it more on the Mini. Sometimes, you know, when Mini knives are done right, they are just action machines. The detent feels a little bit snappier because I don't know if you're just trying to like flick it even harder because you have such a small blade, so you can. It's just one of those weird, you know, sort of sensations that I tend to go through sometimes, where I like the way a Mini model feels over the full-size original model, if that makes any sense to you guys. But really like the action on the Mini Bulldog. Next up, we're going to talk about ergos. And the ergos were my favorite part about the full size, and they arguably might be my favorite part about the Mini as well, just because it's a small knife. I mean, you don't have a whole lot going on here, but the fact that you can get, you know, even choked back, I can still just barely get all 4 fingers in this thing. It's very, very comfortable. Again, the micarta has just the right amount of texture to it, just the right amount of feel to it, to where it's not, you know, too slick. It adds a little bit of texture. And choked back, I can get, you know, all 4 fingers on here. The clip is a loop over style deep carry clip, but, you know, it's just, as I always say, it sits right into my sort of knuckle crevice really nicely. Not getting a lot of hot spottiness from that at all. And then the real winner is the choke up, you know, grip. It just is the way the blade is shaped up top, the way you get that choil down there. You get a really nice, just natural restriction point. Your hand is locked into this thing. You can land back here with your thumb with some jimping. You can land up here on some jimping with your thumb, or you can land the whole way out here right into this nice poon area. And that gives you a great grip for, you know, push cutting through cardboard, something maybe a little bit tougher of material to where you have to get a little bit extra oomph, a little bit extra control. This is fantastic. I mean, this thing is not leaving your hand. So uber comfortable. Cannot, you know, say how nice this is enough. Pinch grip works really good. This is a small knife. You can just drop the tip in there. Works really well. I was actually watching a Tri-State EDC video, and he talked about, I think it was called like the pencil grip, which I don't know if that's how you utilize it, but I think he called it the pencil grip, which is kind of cool. I'd never heard of that before. Yeah, ergos are just, you know, fantastic. And it reminds me, you know, my two favorite small knives are the Baby Banner, and then my favorite small knife is the Devo Knives Nip Light. They just feel so good in the hand. Obviously, this is a smidge bigger than both of those, but I would say it's still, you know, I would still kind of group them all together in the same size category when I'm talking mini small knives. So you do get a little bit more real estate on this than those two, but those two are just, you know, they're so small, but they make your hand just fill up with the knife, and it's just so comfortable. And that's kind of where I would place this one. Again, a little bit bigger than both of those, but just the way it's so comfortable, so neutral, and I really enjoy how it feels in the hand from an ergo standpoint. So real quick, we're gonna talk about carry. I mean, this thing is so small, pretty much disappears into my fist. Loop over style dip carry pocket clip, weighs like 2.4 ounces. I mean, this thing is just a dream to carry. Sits deep in the pocket, pretty much disappears, as you guys would expect. Again, there's nothing really to write home about. It's just a small, very sleek, very slim knife. No flipper tab, no jimping, nothing like that to possibly catch your hand on. And it's what you would expect. Again, you guys all knew going into this was going to be a good, you know, carryable knife, and it absolutely is. So we're just going to kind of brush right past that because I don't really want to, you know, no sense in beating a dead horse just because it's the point's already across it. It's a very, very small, very lightweight, very comfortable knife to carry. So we're going to talk about price point real quick, and then of course what I recommend this knife. So as far as recommending it, I think it's fantastic. Again, I like it more than the, you know, full size version, and I really like this micarta version. I like the way the micarta and sort of that gray, you know, coating kind of contrast. I think if I were going to go for a premium version, I really like the purple aluminum and blacked out DLC, so I'd probably go with that one over the micarta. But if I was going to go for a premium, I honestly might go carbon fiber over the frag titanium, just because I'm not a huge frag fan, and I'm also not like a huge blurple fan either, so I'd probably go with that one as well. But here are the price points. I guess I didn't give you guys any price points. So the Blue Canyon Richlight and Nitro V goes for $59.95. This specific version goes for $53.96. The carbon fiber S45VN goes for $125.10. The frag titanium and S45VN go for $134.10. The blurple titanium and S45VN and DLC goes for $152.10. The Halloween limited edition version goes for $69.99, and then the purple aluminum and blacked out Nitro V goes for $64.95. So literally a different price point for every single one of these knives. And again, the micarta, the Richlight, and the limited edition version are all sold out, but the rest of them are currently in stock. So if you guys want to go over and check them out, use someone's code, get you, you know, save you 10%, get you even more off of that price, I think would be great. Yeah, really impressed with this knife. I wasn't, you know, expecting to really like it as much as I was. Like, I was expecting to like it a little bit, but I really liked it. I liked it quite a bit. So, but that was my full review of the Mini Bulldog from Kizer. Huge shout out to Kevin over at Lefty DC for always allowing us to check out, you know, the stay up to date, I guess, on a lot of knives. And leave a comment down below. If you guys are fans of the Mini Bulldog or the Bulldog in general, let me know. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. But I'm going to wrap this up now. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, night, day, whenever you're watching this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.